that you tryna go be. Better run up the cash, you love to spend. Made it killing and did it again. But the intent, no, I'm down to win. I can't feel bad about it. I know you sad about it.
Know you sad about it. Know you sad about it.
I just got bags from Prada. Rolling up. I'm in a brand new model. It'll be here tomorrow. I don't got fears or problems. Only got real ones round them. Only got. It take a week to count it. Then I'm back up. Name the place and we pack up. Running these racks up. 100 meals a week after. Down from laughter. When they come to handles, never had one. With a bad one. Made a meal today and they my last one.
Oh, I had to get back up. I had to get back up.
I can't take no. You better call back up. I'm running it down to finish. I don't play, get down and get it. Talk about that, come slide, I'm with it. Better see me now, on God, I'm litty. I know that you tryna go be. Better run up the cash, you love to spend. Made it, kill it, and did it again. But the intent, no, I'm down to win. I can't feel bad about it. I know you sad about it.
Know you sad.
From the stadium that hosted Super Bowl 48 back in 2014, there's a look at MetLife Stadium here in East Rutherford. A few minutes ago, the hometown Jets were introduced to this sellout crowd, and it's a roar that could be heard across the river in Manhattan. They're set to go as their Jets will match up with Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys. Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
Here we go. 180. Check 53. Check.
They run with Ezekiel Elliott, last year's NFL rushing leader. 4 yards the result on the first play from scrimmage. Second down. For Zeke, what a first 3 years he's had in the NFL. Last year, his second rushing title, 1,434 yards. Not as many as 1,631 that he had as a rookie, but still his yards per game average was the best in the National Football League. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
Watch the screen.
Elliott. He finds an opening past the 40. He's at the 40. Past the 20. 10. Touchdown, Cowboys. Ezekiel Elliott hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Zerline connects on the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is taken at his 4. They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line.
The Jets take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Darnold going to lead the Jets up now, 1st and 10 at their own 24. They'll run here with a former Steeler. This is Le'Veon Bell. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Gerald McCoy is always going to be linked with Ndamukong Suh. They came into the NFL in the same draft class. There was a lot of debate about who was going to be the better defensive tackle. They just do it 2 different ways. McCoy, more movement, more elusiveness. That allowed him to make the play there for a short gain.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
7. 53 is the mic. Watch the run. Watch the run.
Here's Darnold. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. So the contact came before the ball got there, and the flag is thrown.
Timing is everything, isn't it? And it's so hard to cover these great receivers. They have such great body control, and they can fake you out. In this case, as you described, got there before the ball got to the receiver. Penalty flag had to come out.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
54. Watch the backer. Watch the backer.
After the penalty, it's Bell. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. Now that sends them 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down.
2nd and 12 at the 35-yard line.
What's that? 53, Mike. Hey, here I come.
On 2nd and 12, Darnold is brought in by Jamison Crowder. 20, 10, and all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Jamison Crowder, his first touchdown on the year, as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. Bryant's extra point up and good, and we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
17 yards on the play there, and the Cowboys have a first down. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. They'll try the sweep with Elliott. And a good burst there gets him 7 up to midfield. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
A good run got 7 on 1st. Here's 2nd and 3. From the shotgun again to Elliott. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. Getting the sense, Charles, they're going to put a big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
And why not? What we're seeing so far, it's working pretty well from them. And here's the best part. We always talk about the best performers do their job when the lights come on. I think he likes natural light best.
Here we go. Here we go. 46.
A first down throw for Prescott. And he'll hit his tight end, Walker. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down. Keep the sticks moving.
So after a good run by Zeke, another 1st and 10. They keep on the ground with Elliott. And Ezekiel Elliott going to take it the distance. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott with his 2nd touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Cowboys have taken the lead. Zerline good with a PAT. And that makes the score 14-7.
14, Jets 7.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is taken at his 4. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line.
The Jets take over 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
2nd and 7 at the 32-yard line.
They'll break the huddle and come out with 4 receivers, 3 of them to the right side, 2nd and 7. On the counter, here's Bell. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. Bell, of course, 3-time 1,000-yard rusher. Sat out 2018, but you look back to 2017, a tick under 1,300 yards and almost 700 more receiving.
It's just me and you. It's just me and you.
On 1st and 10, Darnold. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Jalen Smith. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he will score. Touchdown, Cowboys. Now remember, this is the #1 defense in the National Football League. There's a good example of why.
Shows that they set an aggressive tone, not just stopping the run, not just getting after the quarterback, but the ball's in the air. They treat it like they're the receivers, and they went after that one and took it all the way.
Zerline connects on the extra point, and it's now 21-7. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. This one fielded at the 5. And not a bad return. Here he gets it out to the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And fresh off the pick six, they've got to forget about that quickly.
In this case now, the guy throwing the ball, he's got to be like what we talked about.
Darnold, he lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack.
Here we go, let's bring it.
Now they'll try to sweep with Bell. And a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down. Plays like we just saw there, that's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Aqib Talib. He couldn't hook up with a Nunwa that time. First quarter, and now he already has 2 interceptions.
Yeah, he's got to guard against being tentative from this point forward, though. He's got to still make the right reads, make the proper throws. I've seen guys in this league throw 4 interceptions in a game and win. He's got to understand, put it behind you, keep pressing forward.
Switch up, switch up.
A first down carry by Elliott. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. Pro Bowler C.J. Mosley, the Ravens' leading tackler last year, up to make the stop.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 45-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Mike, 53. I got you, boy. I got you.
Prescott down. He's got the connection to Cooper. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. A pretty wild first quarter. 21-7, our score. A good chance this is 4-down territory if they're unable to convert. But right now looking at a 3rd and 3. They'll try and run for it with Elliott. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. He needed 3, he got 2. Now that'll set up an interesting situation here on 4th and a yard.
4th down.
This would have been a 54-yard boot had they tried a field goal, but they will not try a field goal. They're going for it. Here we go now with Olawale. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. Just a gain of 3, but they'll certainly take it as they convert on 4th down.
First down, Cowboys.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
I got you.
Now Elliott. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
30-yard line.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
47.
They'll try to throw now. Prescott. And a quick throw here. That's complete. And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 18.
Let's go. Let's go.
And, boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables. Otherwise, they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it, and decides when it's in the air, it's his and only his.
They'll run with Elliott. And he gets this inside the 10 to the 9. It's also a gain of 9.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
Here we go, 46.
On 2nd and 1, Prescott steps away to his left. And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line.
Well, maybe that can give him a little bit of a pick-me-up, a little bit of a jolt. One of the few things that's gone right defensively.
Because other than that, it's really been a first half to forget. This will be the 8th play of the drive. It's 3rd and 7.
Watch right, watch right. Watch right, watch right. Watch the run, watch the run, watch the run.
Out of the gun, here's Prescott. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off inside the 10. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. This defense had 3 interceptions last week. They're on pace for more than that here. 2 in the first half.
Do not adjust your set. This is not instant replay. This is a defense that is locked in. They're essentially running the routes for the receivers and turning it into the receivers themselves, aren't they? I mean, it is amazing what I'm seeing because the reactions of those guys back on the back 7, phenomenal.
Check 26, check 26. Check nickel, nickel, nickel. X3, 218, chop.
They'll start out on the ground with Bell. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. Defensively, it was Leighton Vander Esch up from his linebacker spot.
2nd and 12 at the 3-yard line.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Here's Darnold. He's got this one complete to Perriman. And he's going to get this up to the 24-yard line. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route.
54, right there. 54, Mike. Let's go, defense. Let's go.
Darnold on first down. This one caught by Crowder. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a first down.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
Mike's high. Mike's 5-4. Now watch run. He goes to you, it's you. He comes to me, it's me.
Now a first down carry by Bell. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 17 yards for the Jets there as they've got themselves a first down.
Exactly what they needed right there because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. And they'll keep it on the ground with Bell. Not much there, maybe a couple as he's taken down at the 40. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. And he's going to get this all the way down to the Cowboys' 10-yard line. This is a very impressive drive, especially when you consider where they started from to now be set up first and goal.
Yeah, and some nice running right there. That's what got them the first down. But at this point, I suggest open up your playbook. You can call just about what you want.
So now, following the big play, they've got a first and goal all the way down at the 10.
Kill. Hey, turn it up.
Now they'll toss it to Bell running left. And they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
On second and 12, Darnold looking for Perriman there. He's got him. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. They'll get 9 there as that sets them up better for third down. They were in zone defensively, went with a crossing route. It's always interesting to watch that chess match.
Yeah, and I think safeties don't mind crossing routes against zone because eventually you're going to run into their territory, and that's when they lick their chops in order to get the big hit or a play on the ball.
Offensively, nice execution to find a hole, make the catch. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. Now Matt Bryant on for the field goal. From the left hash, a chip shot here. The kick by Bryant is good. And that will get the disadvantage now back down to 11. So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
And solid field position here to start as they get it out to the 40-yard line. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
Brings up second and 10 at the 40-yard line.
So second down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. Out of the gun, it's Elliott. And some room to run now. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. So we have reached halftime here in an 11-point contest. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is taken at his 4. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line.
At their own 27-yard line.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. They'll come out in a 4-receiver look. 3 men to the right side on second and 6. Darnold. And that is incomplete. He was looking for Brashad Perriman, and it's third down.
I think he's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
That's the way. Hey, Alpha. One set. Check Mike 54. Mike 54. Let's go.
Darnold now to throw. Gets this one to Le'Veon Bell. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks.
No.
They'll go for it with Bell. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down. This is Bell. And he'll muscle his way up to the 43 for a pickup of right around 5.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down, a very solid gain on that play.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Watch the screen. Lady, 6 guys. Check 6 guys. Hey, I need one over here. 53's the Mike. 53.
Out of the shotgun, it's Bell. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on third down.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
Switch, lady.
They'll try and run for it with Bell. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Give him 15 yards on that one, and the Jets move the chains. That right there, a good sign for a team that's had trouble converting third down so far this year. They're in the bottom 5 in the NFL, but they come through there.
Yeah, and I bet if we put our guy Marvin on the case and say, Marvin, tell us where they rank on 3rd and what, right? I bet they're in the top 5 in the league on 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7 or more, because that's how you end up not converting. Just too much yardage to pick up on third down.
On first down, it's score. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
Three yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. And they'll try the air now with Darnold. On the catch, it's Crowder. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 17 yards for the Jets there as they've got themselves a first down.
1st and 10 at the 19-yard line.
We go, son. 15, Mike, 15. Don't let him breathe. Don't let him breathe. No, lady. Don't let him breathe, defense.
They'll run on first down. It's Bell. He'll get forward for 3 down to the 16-yard line.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
48th month. 48th month. You can't block me. You can't block me. You can't.
From the 16, Darnold to the goal line, but it's incomplete. He was looking for Quincy Enunwa that time, and it's third down.
Not only did they drop what looked like an interception in the end zone, they blew a golden opportunity to shift the momentum.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. Got an open man, it's Enunwa. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short.
Well, it wasn't a big strike, but that completion put them in really great range. What do we have now, 4th and inches?
Yeah, it's not more than a half a foot.
You know what I would do here?
You would always go for it.
I'm one of those guys.
Stop your whining.
They'll run it with Bell. And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown. Le'Veon Bell, his 5th touchdown now on the year, as his guys are back within a single score. So here's Darnold now as he'll lead his guys up to go for 2.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
They'll try and run it in with Bell. And this time the yards won't come so easy as they'll, in fact, tackle him behind the line. Yeah, after the touchdown, here's Bryant now to kick it away. This one taken from the 7. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line.
At their own 32-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They'll start the drive with Elliott. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
The run defense, they have been porous at times today, but not that last go-around.
No, they really tightened it up, didn't they? They finally got themselves a win because all game long we've seen them get gashed. This time they played their responsibilities, played their keys, and made a nice stop.
Now on 2nd and 13. Prescott looking for Cooper. That's complete. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. Call that a gain of 5 as the clock ticks inside of 2 minutes to go now in the 3rd. On 3rd down, it's Prescott. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And I think the ball's out, and it's scooped up by the Jets.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. So following the fumble recovery, here's Darnold. Quick hitter here, it's complete. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
That's what I'm talking about.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7 at their 48-yard line.
That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7.
Hey, look, 48. Look, hey, we're going to make the 48 right now. Let's go. It's coming this way, coming this way. Here we go.
To throw is Darnold. He's got a man. That's caught. Left sideline. 17 yards for the Jets there as they've got themselves a first down. That's where Crowder makes his hay in the slot. Jets hoping to see more of that going forward. He signed with him in March after the last 4 seasons being in Washington. Had 3 pretty good years and sort of tailed off last season due in large part to an ankle injury. A first carry for Trenton Cannon. This will be a gain of about 8 to the 27-yard line.
The tackle made by Akeem Talib. 8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 27-yard line.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports.
It's on. 53 is the mic. It's on. Ready? It's our field. Hey, it's our house. Check.
On 2nd down, it's Bell. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old-school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw it through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now.
Ready? No, 80. Sponge. No.
Here's Bell. And he's going to get this one down inside the 15. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. And he stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on 3rd down. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
We're going to start. 53's Mike. Check. 53's Mike. Danny.
Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. The offense on 3rd down tonight, just 1 for 5 to this point. They're looking at 3rd and a few inches. And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And that's going to make it 4th down. One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. And here we go on 4th. Darnold. Allen's got it complete. And now this is going to be close. The defense says they stopped him, and they did. The Jets try it, but the 4th down play doesn't work. And the Cowboys defense is going to get them the football back. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And last drive, obviously not what you're looking for. You've got the lead. You've got to protect the football.
So in other words, someone got lucky because they've been moving the ball really well and wearing them down. In this case, though, giving up the football doesn't make them very happy. They can't wait to get back out there and atone for it.
Yeah, try to atone for it here on this drive. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. And he's got Ezekiel Elliott. And they're able to bring him down at the 20. Well, using Zeke Elliott in the passing game, that's something Cowboy fans are getting used to. Last year, 77 receptions. And you think back to his rookie season, he had 32 and then 26 his second year. But he's really on the uptick. The Cowboys on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This time it's 3rd and 3. Prescott from the gun. Yeah, that one's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Out now comes the Cowboys punter. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. Agnew now to return. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. A 1st down throw, Darnold. He spins free. Anuno's got it, complete. So a nice job to break the 1 tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air, and sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. Now it's Darnold. Crowder's got it over the middle. That one a gain of 20 and a 1st down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Darnold now 13 out of 17 throwing the ball. He's got a 1st down.
Banjo. 53's the money. 53. Check 53. Young lady. Get that quarterback, D-line. Get that quarterback, D-line. Pilot, 64. Weak. Big edge. Let's go.
So that'll back him up 5.
Here we go.
The delay of game backs him up 5, 1st and 15.
We own them.
After the penalty, it's Bell. They're able to push forward for about 4 down to the 37.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
At the 37-yard line.
Go, Sack. 48's the mic. Get him.
On 2nd and 11 now. Darnold. Across the formation, he's got a man. That's Allen. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. A first down there on a pickup of 25.
First and 10 at the 11-yard line.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game.
Let's go, baby.
So it's Jets football as we get you reset here. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over.
Check, 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 check. Oh, lady. 22 jet bomber, 22 jet bomber. Ship, watch the ship. Pump, pump, motion, 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 motion. Motion, motion. Check, 47. Check.
On first down, Bell. And strong running there as he's inside the 10 and down to the 8-yard line. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
You're outside. 53, Mike. Hey, let's get that ball, D. Let's get waiting. Check 52. Check, 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 check.
They'll go again with Bell. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And they're going to face a 3rd down.
Hey, we got Mike for 48 right now. Let's go. Ready? 48 for Mike. He's time to win. He's time to touch.
He'll look to throw. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. So this defense, they looked a little shaky to start the drive, but bottom line, they're a play away from finishing it off.
They rocked them a little bit on this drive, didn't they? But as you and I both know, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. They have a chance to end it right here.
And down by 5, they've got to go for it here on 4th down.
Ready? We won it. Come to my work. 55 Mike.
They snap it. They're going for it. Here's Darnold. Forced out to his left. He can run for it, and he will. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and it would appear the Cowboys are going to win this football game. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And checking the timeouts. They do have 2 defensively, but no real need to use them as they're not going to be able to stop the clock after that. Now the Jets going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in the 4th. Again, it's Elliott. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. The Jets going to go ahead and use their final timeout as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. The Cowboys on their way to victory as they take a knee.
A loss of a yard brings up 4th down.
Out now comes the Cowboys punter. And you wonder, could they possibly think about taking a safety here? And now a high kick here as he'll try to hang it up there.
Come on now, let's go.
Today's final score, Cowboys.
Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but